Chosen one, this Monday will be your miracle. You will tremble slightly. There's something stirring, something unseen yet deeply felt, gathering in the quiet of the days leading up to a Monday that has already been touched by divine instruction. This moment isn't like the rest. It isn't one of the routine weeks where the days pass and the nights fade without a shift. This Monday carries weight in the spirit realm. It carries a miracle, one so specific, so deeply aligned with your name, your steps, and your soul, that when it arrives, you will not just recognize it, you will tremble slightly. It will touch a place in you that few things have ever touched. This is not a poetic exaggeration. It is an announcement from God's calendar. It is already scheduled in the language of destiny. Watch this video until the end. Let your spirit stay open, because revelation doesn't always come loudly. Sometimes it lands softly, but leaves everything different. If your heart has been carrying a quiet hope, a lingering ache, or a whispered desire, this is the hour to release it. In the comments, write your warmest wishes and write Amen along with the number 99. That act alone aligns you with the unseen rhythms of the divine. This is the chapter where your wishes aren't just written. They begin to echo in places you cannot see, energizing the universe, igniting light and drawing what was far into your present moment. Now, chosen one, press the hype button and like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And let's begin. You are being positioned now for what the world might call a coincidence, but what God has named a miracle. And it is not just any miracle. This one has your spiritual fingerprints on it. You won't be able to ignore it. The alignment of this divine occurrence will move something in your chest as if heaven itself whispered and the wind responded in your direction. You will feel it before it fully appears. You'll know in your bones that something irreversible has shifted. The air will feel charged, time will slow. You'll walk into this Monday thinking it's a normal day, but it's the day heaven intersects with your life. God has done this before, hidden the extraordinary inside the ordinary, and Monday is often overlooked. It's not the popular day of the week, but in that obscurity, something sacred is being prepared. You'll look back and say, it began on a Monday. You may not even know how to explain it. It might not make sense to others, but the encounter will be real. The experience will break through the dry places and pour directly into what's been needing nourishment. This trembling won't be from fear. It will be the body's response to the holy. It will be a moment when your spirit is so close to the source that your skin remembers you are made of both dust and glory. You'll breathe and sense that this wasn't just another answered prayer. It was a release, a divine release that had to wait for this exact moment to meet you. Every delay has a door, and now the door is opening. Many will not understand what's happening, but you will, not because someone explained it, but because God marked you to sense what others dismiss. You were always made to carry more, feel deeper, walk in between the natural and the divine. And while others are waking up to another Monday, you're entering a turning point disguised as a date on a calendar. The miracle isn't in the noise. It's in the alignment. It's in the fact that everything before this led to exactly this. You'll notice small things. Something you prayed for showing up suddenly. A name being called. An opportunity landing in your hands with no logical explanation. You'll pause and feel that trembling. That sacred vibration of something eternal becoming real in the now. You'll walk slower, listen more closely, and your soul will begin to hum with awareness. God has not forgotten your steps. not even the ones you crawled through when you were too tired to stand. There will be no grand warning, no trumpet blast before the shift. But inside, your spirit is already preparing. The miracle is already responding. Something is moving in your favor with force. The waiting wasn't empty. The silence wasn't punishment. It was calibration. And now, this Monday, it turns. You are not late. You are right on divine time. Every misunderstanding, every detour, every loss has bowed to this new emergence. This is the season where the unseen becomes seen, where what was blocked is now flowing. This Monday won't look like a miracle from the outside, but you will know. You'll recognize the signs. You'll feel the release, and your soul will exhale with a relief that no words can frame. This Monday is not about the outer world catching up. It's about the spiritual doors flinging open and light rushing in so fast that even your doubts have to run. You'll feel a weight lift. You'll catch a glimpse of the plan behind the pain. And you'll know without question that God did this. Not a person, not chance, but God. And the beauty of this miracle isn't just in what you receive, it's in what it awakens. This shift will remind you who you are. It will reintroduce you to the powerful truth that has always lived inside you. You were chosen for this. Your life is not random. Your steps are not wasted. You are the vessel for something supernatural. And this miracle is the first wave of what's about to pour out. The trembling is a holy reaction to recognition. You are not meeting something new. You are remembering something promised. And your whole being responds to what has finally arrived. This is a miracle that reveals more than answers. It opens paths, it clears the fog. It lifts you out of the cycle of waiting and into the movement of becoming. God didn't choose this Monday by accident. It's the perfect moment in the sequence of your unfolding. Nothing has been lost. Nothing has been denied. It's all been waiting for the right unlocking. And now the key is turning. The doors are swinging wide and the miracle steps in. You will feel it in your stomach first. A quiet rise like warmth building from within. Then your hands will sense it. An energy, a pulse. Your eyes will begin to soften, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming nearness of something sacred. You'll whisper without planning to. You'll breathe deeper without trying to. And when it touches you, you'll know the miracle has entered. This will not require effort. It will not come through striving. It comes through alignment. It comes because God decided, not because you performed, but because you were prepared through the pressing. What seemed like delay was preparation. What looked like silence was strategy. Now, all of it opens up. You will stand still for a moment longer than usual. You'll feel the weight of the glory in the room, though no one else may notice it. And you'll tremble, not from fear, but from divine awareness. This is the moment your spirit has been rehearsing in the quiet places of your heart. Now it's no longer rehearsal, it's arrival. The rest of the world may carry on unaware, but not you. You've been marked. You've been trained in the fire of obscurity, and now the fire turns to favour. The power of God is not loud, but it is undeniable. And when it comes for you this Monday, it will rewrite everything in silence and glory. Stay ready. The miracle does not come with an announcement. It comes with alignment, and yours is here. You'll wake up on Monday not knowing exactly when it will begin, but something in the atmosphere will feel alive. The air will carry a softness that isn't weather-eated. It's spiritual. And your body will start picking up on the frequency of divine movement. Everything around you may appear unchanged. The same walls, the same streets, the the same rhythm of the day, but within you, a shift will already be underway. It's not your imagination. It's not wishful thinking. It is the preparation for a miracle tailored by God Himself. It is your moment, and heaven has already given it a name. You will walk through your morning differently, not with arrogance, but with a quiet assurance that something bigger is unfolding. The little things will feel lighter. The noise won't touch you the same way because your spirit is already responding to the divine pulse. You won't be able to fully explain why you feel a rise of emotion or why your hands may tremble slightly when you're still, but you'll sense that God is near, and you'll carry a stillness that can't be faked. You'll be present in a way you haven't felt for months, maybe even years, because something sacred is finally touching the edge of your reality. This miracle is not the kind that announces itself with lightning. It's the kind that slides in softly like breath returning after a long sob. It's the kind that lands in the ordinary but carries the fragrance of the extraordinary. And you'll feel it in your bones. That tremble, that quiet internal shiver that stirs the waters of your chest. It's not fear. It's the meeting of spirit and fulfillment. It's what happens when God steps into your timeline and says, "Now, this miracle will not be random. It will be exactly what your heart has carried through storms, through tears, through silence. It will be the kind of answer that makes the long nights make sense. It may show up through a person, a message, a sudden shift in your finances, or even a door you thought was permanently closed, suddenly unlocking without a sound. But the real miracle will be what happens within you when it arrives. You will not be the same. The weight will lift, the veil will drop, the fog will part, and you'll see finally what was always being orchestrated behind the scenes. You may have been hidden, overlooked, underestimated, but that was part of the strategy. God didn't allow it to happen to punish you. He allowed it so the miracle wouldn't be polluted by the opinions of others. This Monday is not just about receiving. It's about revealing. Revealing who you've always been underneath the pressure. Revealing the oil that formed in silence. Revealing the purpose that your pain carried like a vessel. And now the seal is breaking. Don't be surprised if you feel emotional. Don't be alarmed if the tears come when you least expect them. This miracle isn't just changing circumstances. It's restoring dignity. It's not just bringing provision, it's restoring your spiritual posture. The trembling is the echo of the spiritual battle that was just won on your behalf. You may not have seen the angels move, but you will feel the aftermath of their victory, and you will be changed by it. Every moment you questioned if God was listening will now become a monument to His timing. Every delay you misunderstood will become a doorway into deeper clarity. You will begin to understand that the miracle was not just about what would come to you, but about who you would become in the waiting. And now, the wait is over. This is your appointed hour. The presence of God will saturate your steps. You'll walk into rooms and carry an invisible authority. You won't need to say anything. People will sense the difference. Something in your eyes will shift. Something in your voice will carry depth. Because when a person touches a real miracle, they don't come out of it unchanged. They carry the evidence without needing to convince anyone. There will be moments Monday where time seems to pause. You'll glance at the clock and it will feel as if something sacred is happening right then. Trust that feeling. It's not a glitch in your senses. It's the divine brushing against your reality. These trembles you feel are signals. They are not weakness. They are spiritual data, confirmations that heaven has intervened. And for those around you who can't feel it yet, don't explain. Just walk. Let your life speak. Let the unfolding miracle express what your words could never capture. You don't need validation. You don't need understanding. This moment is between you and the one who authored your beginning. God chose Monday, a day most people ignore, a day wrapped in routine. That's how he works, transforming what seems small into the stage for the sacred. You may have expected Friday. You may have been hoping for a weekend wonder, but God wanted to start your week with a miracle, because he's not just changing your story, he's changing your schedule. The trembling you'll feel is your body registering that shift, your natural being recognizing the supernatural. It may happen while you're walking, while you're reading something, while you're talking to someone. It may happen alone, but when it does, you'll pause. Your breath will slow, and you'll know it's here. The thing you've carried in hope, the thing you've seen in dreams, the thing you stopped telling people about because it was too sacred to explain. That thing will be here, not in the distance, not in theory, but in your hands, in your life. And as it settles in, your heart will expand with realization. You'll see how protected you've been, how guided you've been, how intentional God's silence truly was. It was never rejection. It was preservation. This miracle could not arrive prematurely. It needed the exact day. And that day is Monday. The sky may look the same. The streets may stay quiet. But within you, a cathedral is lighting up. This is holy ground. You are not entering a day. You're entering a divine appointment. Everything from here is new. The atmosphere around you will begin to change without anyone saying a word. There will be no announcement, no flashing signs, no grand spectacle that others can point to. Yet you will feel the shift. You'll sense that something divine has entered the framework of your life and restructured the unseen. On this Monday, the spiritual blueprint that has been hovering above your life will finally align with your earthly timeline. And when it happens, it will not be loud, but it will be undeniable. The vibration of it will move through your bones. And even if you try to act normal, the presence of what just arrived will make you pause. You will stand still and feel the majesty of God rewriting the atmosphere around you. This is not the kind of miracle that leaves you the same. It doesn't just add to your life. It transforms it. It doesn't just bless your hands. It opens up what you never thought could be touched again. The trembling you'll feel may be subtle at first. A gentle shaking in your chest, a stirring in your spirit. It will feel like your inner world is being awakened after a long hibernation. You will try to continue with your usual steps, but your body will quietly resist. Your soul will say, "Pay attention." And as you do, it will become clear that something greater than you has entered the room. You've walked through many Mondays before this one. You've endured silent seasons, unanswered questions, mornings where hope felt like a memory. But not this Monday. This one is different. This one is a spiritual signal that the heavens have moved in your favor. The miracle doesn't only show up to bring you out, it shows up to crown you in a way that proves to your soul that the struggle wasn't wasted, that the waiting wasn't punishment, that the silence wasn't neglect, it was divine strategy. God allowed this miracle to arrive now, because now is the moment when you're no longer bound to old cycles. You might feel overwhelmed at first. When something holy steps into the room, the soul reacts. That trembling will feel like your entire being adjusting to something it always knew was coming. You'll remember the dreams you had in the dark, the whispered prayers, the moments you almost gave up but didn't. And suddenly, those fragments will reconnect, and you'll understand why the miracle had to wait. Because now you are fully ready to receive it. Not just with your hands, but with your heart. Your spirit is ready to house the glory of what God is doing. There will be flashes of realization throughout your day. Seemingly small events will now feel profound. Someone's words will echo with divine timing. A piece of news will land exactly when your spirit has settled into expectancy. You will check something, a message, a number, a note, and feel the tug of alignment. This miracle is not being forced into your life. It is fitting into place like it always belonged. And that's why it feels sacred, because what's happening is not being fabricated. It is being fulfilled. This Monday may not bring you everything you ever wanted, but it will begin the unraveling of everything you've ever been promised. You'll sense that you're walking into the start of something that has been ripening in heaven for a long time. It's not a trickle. It's a sign, a signal that the doors are swinging open, and what was once withheld is now in motion. And though you may try to hold yourself together, don't be surprised if emotion floods you unexpectedly. Not sadness, something deeper, something like awe. That trembling in your chest is your soul standing in front of the holy. It is your awareness brushing against the fabric of heaven. And when it happens, it won't feel like fear. It will feel like clarity, like the fog lifting and revealing the terrain of your destiny. God doesn't need fanfare to make an entrance. Often his greatest works come wrapped in the quietest hours. He moves in the hush. He speaks in the whisper. And that's what makes this Monday so powerful. It will not need loudness to prove its miracle. The trembling within you will be the only evidence required. Your spirit will testify before your circumstances catch up. You will know before you see. You will believe before it's visible. And that's how you'll know it's real. Everything around you may try to move forward like it's a regular day, but inside you will be walking through a veil, entering a new realm of favor. This is the kind of moment where legacy begins, where the chain of disappointments finally breaks and the sound of breakthrough replaces the silence that once haunted you. You'll stand there in the middle of your day, and everything will look the same. But your soul will whisper, "This is it." There may be moments where your hands feel a light buzz, where your skin tingles, where your breath catches for a second because your body is registering the closeness of something divine. Don't fight it. That's how God confirms the sacred. He lets your body react before your eyes understand. You are not imagining things. You are sensing heaven. You are catching the scent of the miracle before it fully opens. Even the people around you might begin to notice something different. They won't be able to name it, but they'll look at you longer, speak to you softer. There will be a presence around you, an invisible mantle that you didn't place on yourself. It was placed there by God. It's the covering of the miracle, the sign that heaven has visited you and left its mark. And after the trembling fades, after the moment settles, something will remain. A certainty, a deep internal peace. You'll still have challenges, but you'll move through them with a different fire. You'll still have questions, but they won't have the same weight because you've tasted the divine. You've felt the miracle land. And that moment, no matter how brief, will rewrite the entire page of your life. This is the kind of miracle that you'll talk about years from now. Not always with words, but with energy. With the way your life will glow differently. With the way people will notice something in you that wasn't there before. That's what happens when heaven touches earth. That's what happens when Monday becomes the doorway into destiny. You'll carry this Monday with you, far beyond the hours that compose it. What happens won't stay confined to the day. It will bleed into your future, echo into your relationships and ripple across areas of your life that were once stagnant. A miracle, when truly divine, leaves behind evidence and not just physical signs, but spiritual footprints. This Monday will leave you walking differently, thinking differently, knowing beyond all doubt that the timing of God is more precise than anything human hands can orchestrate. This is what makes the miracle so significant. Not just what you receive, but what it rewires in you. You'll no longer be negotiating with fear or questioning your belonging. You will remember this Monday as the day your soul stepped fully into ownership. There is something sacred about moments that don't just shift your outer world, but awaken your inner reality. That's what's happening here. The tremble inside you is not uncertainty. It is the shaking loose of chains you didn't even realize you were still wearing. There are doors opening now because you've been faithful with the hallway. There are blessings rushing in because you didn't give up during the famine. This is the hour of divine return. And when God returns something to his chosen, he doesn't bring it back the way it left. He returns it pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. That's what is being handed to you. Not leftovers, not crumbs, but abundance that carries the scent of heaven. You will find yourself pausing, suddenly overwhelmed by how much has changed in so little time. The miracle won't shout. It will arrive with elegance. It will glide in like a sunrise, steadily, surely, beautifully. And the moment it touches your reality, you'll understand that the months, years, or even decades of waiting have met their end. This is not the beginning of a miracle. It is the manifestation of one that has been growing unseen under the soil of your faith. And when you breathe in, your breath will feel different, lighter, sharper, as though the air itself has shifted its quality. That is not imagination. That is the spiritual realm aligning with your physical space. You're not stepping into a better moment. You're stepping into a divinely selected one that could not be rushed or delayed. It had to be this Monday, not next week, not next year, this moment, right now. Your voice may tremble when you speak. Don't resist it. Your body will know what your mind is still catching up to. The human shell you walk in is reacting to the divine truth it now houses. Your cells are responding to glory, and even if you try to contain it, it will show. You'll glow, you'll shine, you'll carry a light in your eyes that wasn't there the day before. Some will ask what changed. You may try to explain, but you don't have to. Let your steps answer. Let your posture answer. Let your peace answer. What's being done in you is not for performance. It's for purpose. This miracle is not loud because it doesn't need to be. Its weight is not in the spectacle, but in the permanence. It doesn't fade. It anchors. And there will come a moment during the day, maybe afternoon, maybe evening, where everything goes still. You'll feel it. That pause, that holy silence, like the whole universe holds its breath for a second. That's when the divine completes its descent into your timeline. That's when the signature is stamped. That's when God's seal touches the event. And from that moment on, nothing will be the same again. You'll no longer see yourself through the lens of lack or delay. You'll no longer wonder if your prayers made it through, because now you have the proof. Not in documents, not in public validation, but in divine encounter. And that kind of proof doesn't need permission to stay. It anchors itself in your spirit and begins to speak through your actions. This miracle won't just bless you. It will begin to bless others through you, because that's how God works. He doesn't just pour into your cup for you to sip. He overflows it. And now that your cup is tipping with abundance, others will come to drink of what you carry. Your presence will begin to shift environments. Your words will carry weight. Your silence will carry power. And you'll begin to notice something subtle but powerful. Resistance will lessen. What once took great effort will begin to flow. What once felt heavy will now feel aligned. This is the aftermath of divine visitation. The tremble in your body becomes the steady pulse of favor, and the path ahead clears, not because there are no obstacles, but because grace is now walking before you. You'll realize you're not just receiving a miracle, you're becoming one. Your life, your story, your survival, your resilience, all of it now shines with a divine glow that speaks louder than explanation. You've been through the crushing, you've been through the silence, and now you stand in the aftermath of breakthrough, not shaking from fear, but from the awe of what God has done. You may find yourself whispering throughout the day, "Thank you," without even meaning to. That's your soul responding to the shift. Gratitude will well up in you without prompting. Joy will spring from places that once held grief. You'll look in the mirror and see more than your reflection. You'll see the evidence of answered prayer. This Monday is a sacred imprint on your life's journey. It is a date you'll circle in your heart, a timestamp on your testimony. The miracle has come. The trembling was real. And now the transformation begins. As the hours of this Monday begin to slip away, you'll realize that what took place wasn't just a moment. It was a divine installation. What God did wasn't meant to visit and vanish. It was meant to remain. This wasn't a temporary touch. It was a permanent placement. And you'll feel that in the stillness that settles over your spirit. Even after the trembling subsides, a knowing will anchor deep within you. You'll no longer search for signs to confirm what your soul already understands. The miracle has come, and nothing will take it away. Your surroundings may remain familiar, but you have been upgraded quietly, powerfully, and eternally. The energy around you will respond to your new frequency. Doors will open with less resistance. People will sense something regal in your presence. Not pride, but divine placement. Because when God lifts you, the elevation carries authority that cannot be duplicated. And what happened this Monday is a sign of that elevation. You were called higher, and you answered even before you could see it clearly. That willingness alone opened a gate no human could block. The miracle did not just fall into your hands. It was released into your life. It entered like breath, invisible but undeniable. You may not be able to articulate how or why it came, but the evidence is overwhelming. The alignment, the peace, the trembling that came and went like a wave, all of it. Proof that the promise you held on to did not return void. God honoured what you kept sacred in secret. You'll begin to understand why certain things had to fall apart, why some relationships couldn't come with you, why some plans crumbled despite your best efforts. All of it was divine reordering. The miracle needed clean space. It required cleared ground. It wasn't about loss, it was about placement. God was preparing you as the vessel. And now you see why the preparation felt like pressure. Because the blessing, it was never small. It was always going to be this big. And now something in you is different. You carry a weightless power. You're walking through the same world, but no longer bound by its limits. Your steps are heavier in meaning, lighter in burden. This is what happens when God finishes a work in silence and lets the results speak for themselves. You've crossed over into clarity, into alignment, into timing. Monday may look like the beginning, but spiritually, it is the moment where fulfillment made contact. Even your thoughts are sharper now. old fears begin to feel irrelevant. Doubts that once screamed now whisper and then disappear entirely. You're not just believing. You're living inside the result of your belief. You'll feel it when you move through your day. That calm certainty, that sense that what once felt impossible is now walking beside you because God decided it was time. And when God decides, no one can delay what's already been released. You will notice miracles in motion beyond this Monday. This was not a one-time blessing. This was a divine activation, the way a seed opens the earth and becomes a tree. This moment is just the beginning of the visible. The roots are already deep. What's unfolding now is the fruit. Favor will follow you, not because you chase it, but because you're aligned with the one who commands it. The tension has broken. The release has begun. The flow will not stop. And in the quiet places of your mind, a phrase will keep rising like a drumbeat. I knew it would come. You'll remember how you felt in the waiting. You'll replay the nights you doubted. But now you'll smile because even in your weakness, you never let go completely. Something in you held on. Something stubborn, something sacred. That part of you now shines brighter than ever. God is not just blessing you. He's restoring your faith in your own discernment. You did hear him correctly. You weren't imagining the signs. You weren't foolish for believing. The trembling you felt was the divine confirming what you knew all along. You were chosen for this. You were set apart to receive what couldn't be given to just anyone. Even in the hours that follow, little confirmations will appear like stars, lighting up one by one in the sky. A name, a message, a gesture, a moment, each one perfectly timed to remind you it's real. It's happening. It's yours. These are not coincidences. They are God's way of stitching your reality together with reminders of his presence. You'll walk into a space and feel calm because the atmosphere has shifted. You'll touch a door handle and sense peace because the place you're entering has already been prepared. This Monday is not the end of a miracle. It's the beginning of your new life in its presence. From this point forward, the way you perceive challenges will shift. The way you view yourself will change. Because once you experience heaven on earth, even if just for a moment, you cannot go back to who you were before. The miracle becomes part of you, a landmark in your spirit, a new center of gravity.